He's done it again. Rian
Yes.
Johnson, this absolute madman. I mean, I'd never doubted him. I would never doubt him. But of course, murder mysteries of the offset are a very difficult thing to get right. You want to create something that's going to entice and double cross the audience. And when you make something that is of such a high quality as Knives Out and follow it up with something that I think is even better with Glass Onion, I was like, there's no way that Wake Up Dead Man is going to be as good. But sorry, I doubted you there, Ryan, because it is just three for three. I have to say that, like, just genuine. I'm so ecstatic about how brilliant this is.
It's unbelievable that it's back to back to back with this whole. Is it a trilogy? But they're thinking of making another one, aren't they? For Autobahn.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is a perfect trilogy you got here, right? You
genuinely,
got
yeah.
something, and then this one. I think it's a brilliant movie. He finds new ways to tell the audience what's going on in the story, and you feel so engaged, and it makes you think about these characters, like, oh, are we supposed to trust them or not? And the details there. That's what makes it great when you're watching for a second viewing or something. You're like, oh, this is so like you catch all the details. It's so brilliant this time around because it's found its place with the emotional storytelling and the comedic effect in this story is great. It was hilarious. This might be the funniest Knives Out film that we've seen yet.
I think it is. There are so many gags and moments that I was just having a great time. We saw this at the cinema. It was a very packed room. There was a lot of laughter, a lot of people laughing. I had somebody to my right who had just the best time, was just in stitches the
Yeah.
whole way through. I love that. It was such a beautiful communal thing. This is a Netflix movie, and again, there is so much to say about that.
Netflix.
But
Netflix.
I mean,
Yeah.
genuinely, it's so funny. There's some great gags. There's a brilliant Star Wars bit. There's a bit where somebody slides down some stairs that had the whole audience dying. There's a bit with an organ that is just spectacular. There's some really great curses, and there's a couple moments when Glenn Close's character just appears, and that's really
Oh,
funny.
great.
Yeah, I'm just so in love with the comedy of this film, and it is a different kind of comedy than the other two Knives Out. The other two are very, very overtly, especially in the case of Glass Onion, eat the
Yes.
rich, eat the privileged. It's a critique on class and how upper classes see lower classes, working people. Rian Johnson loves that stuff. It's in everything he does. He brings it into his murder films and his sci-fi films. I love it. But in this film, it's not as front and center. It takes a little bit of a departure, and instead, we touch upon very similar themes as wealth and power. And this time, it's about belief. I think the whole thing is a really great commentary on a murder mystery as a concept, because in order to enjoy a murder mystery, you have to have a certain element of belief. You need
Yes.
to kind of let yourself go with it, and you watch a murder mystery in a way that's kind of active. And Ryan Johnson, he knows all that, and he's going to take us on a ride like no other.
This is the Out of Time Film Podcast, where your hosts Tom and John discuss everything from blockbuster films to TV and games like there's no tomorrow.
There's definitely gotcha moments in murder mysteries. This one has a really good one, which we'll get into spoilers. And with the theme, I believe it hits you even hard with that theme of like hope, of faith in a world that's full of despair. How do we keep on going? That was a really interesting concept to take on throughout the movie. How these characters respond to faith. The main character that we follow is Josh O'Connor's character Judd, who is a priest. Years ago, he was a boxer. He accidentally killed someone in boxing. Then he just went on this journey to become a priest. So this film really challenges him as a priest, like how he believes. He tries so hard to find that connection with other people, like how we can find ourselves in a world that's full of anger. And this is a really good dichotomy with Josh Brolin's character, who is full of anger and spews so much hatred. And that reflects to the world today how social media. There was one scene where Judd and Wicks, that's Josh Brolin's character, they have a confession, and they were talking about fighting and how fighting protects themselves, but also how fear controls that anger and how we protect ourselves. So that's the core element of we run away from anger or we run away from fear. And there's that hope that is there. And you get to see that till the very end, especially with Bronwyn's arc as well. It's like he has to find the truth, but there's that faith and it feels conflicting.
It's a perfect vehicle for Benoit because you put him in a situation situation essentially where he is the opposite of somebody who has faith. He's the opposite of somebody who believes in anything other than the truth and objective facts. The idea of this film is that the murder is this perfect crime. And there's a line where Benoit says, "It's not a miracle, it's not an impossibility, it's a murder, and I solve murders." He doesn't want to believe, and there's a lot of parts of the film that kind of make you think, should we as an audience be on his side, or should we be giving ourselves to a little bit more faith? So this is all kind of set around this church that Wicks is pastor of. He's the priest, and he holds very dramatic, very extreme sermons. He is a very radical guy, using faith as a means to justify anger towards certain people. That's a thing kind of everywhere that you see. I mean, that's actually one of Benoit's points about why he doesn't like religion, is because of the conflicts and prejudices that it has inspired throughout history. And I think this film kind of plays with that. And Wicks is the guy who has been murdered, and the suspects, including Judd, are core churchgoers who believe in Wicks and believe in what he's saying, but all, of course, have their own reason why they may be to blame. This is the most straightforward Knives Out film in the sense that, for instance, there isn't a mysterious call to Benoit Blanc, like, oh, who sent him here? Why is it? No, it's just the cops called him and he's here to solve it. You know, it's that straightforward. Unlike Glass Onion, we know in good time who the victim is. It's not like Knives Out where we follow who we think the killer is.
Yes.
It's much more stripped back, but the texture that it adds and the twist. I am a big believer that you gotta have a good twist, and like you were saying, the twist is fantastic, and that's what keeps that Knives Out what we are kind of familiar with now as the way that these films twist what we may expect. I love that.
Yeah, it feels like an in spectacles in a way. I don't know why. It feels like in a microcosmic way. Everything feels set in this small town somewhere in New York. There's so many figures that have so much impact. There's one character, Scythe, who does a lot of social media, and then there's Wicks, and then there's everybody that wants to have that power of Wicks, but then there's the political power, there's the wealth, all sorts of power that they all want in this small town. And Benoit, it feels like he is an active, but also he's not passive, but he's really observant about everything that's happening in this town. He wants to see the truth, but he feels like the truth that's going to crumble everything about the church. And sometimes for the truth, it's going to be heartbreaking. And I don't know why. It feels like a cozy film, seeing what's happening, and there was a lot of impact, social political commentary about today. You know, like in Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade, everybody's so crazy about the chalice and they want something towards it. Like they want that. It's like that in the movie. Everybody wants something.
That's so crazy, because do you know what film I watched last night? Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade.
No way, no
Yeah,
way,
genuinely.
no way.
Which is a fantastic film, of course. Yeah, this film brings back the autumnal vibes, the end of year coziness that I think we got in the first Knives Out. It's interesting how this film challenges Benoit, because, of course, we've seen him now in a couple of scenarios, and he's had to contend with doing things on his own, no law enforcement, not being able to enforce his crime-solving ability. And we've also seen him in a classic situation, and this one brings it to a point where he looks at things from a different angle. You question the idea of, should people be allowed to keep their faith for the big checkmate moment? Is that something that's worth it? And I really like how we unpacked that. I want to get into spoilers because I feel like how else can we talk about this? But beforehand, there are plenty of things that we need to check off, because this film looks amazing.
Unlike Wicked.
Yes.
That had terrible lighting that feels so fake and feel like there was no life to it.
It's night and day. You go from last week to this week. What can I say? The opening shot is of somebody sitting by a fireplace and the fire is crackling. It's a close-up shot of the fire and it's them sitting by the fire with their face kind of illuminated by the flames. And I was just like, this is about to be cinema. I'm in.
We're in for a treat now. Ryan, you got me hooked. And what I love, the lighting throughout the film is gorgeous, because it makes you feel grounded, because there are moments in life when the light passes by. So that happens a lot in this movie, that just feels so natural and feels so in the moment. The first time when Benoit meets Judd in the church, I don't know what Ryan was thinking. He was like, yes, we gotta have natural lighting, you know, how the light comes in, it's clouded by the clouds or the trees or anything. It feels like it's moving. There's like a flow to it. And it's like, how come we haven't seen this in movies? Sometimes with lighting, it goes to a different take or a different cut. There isn't like a flow to it. In this one, it just feels like it's so natural and I love it. Ryan, this is great. great. I want to see more of this.
In some films, it feels like the sun is coming through every window. It feels like there's no proper direction, there's no proper purpose to
Yes.
the sun. But in this film, there are a couple moments where it's like, it's God, and that's that.
God!
There he is. No, it's like, that's by no means a new idea, but just the notion of putting it here is very impactful and very powerful. There's a moment where we are told about this figure of a woman from the past who did some awful things. The town hates her now. We see a flashback kind of depicting that, and there's a moment where she kind of staggers into the church in a rage in the rain, and she opens the door, and there's this just like deep red glow behind her. It looks kind of like a red sun just beaming in. It's like the devil's coming in with her. It's so smart. In the film, there's a lot of nighttime stuff and there's a lot of really cool stuff. There's a moment with an almost like strobe light effect that just looked amazing. You know, the lighting's brilliant. The coloring is brilliant. Along with this and Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, you do have to kind of say, you know, Netflix... Okay, you got the budget. I'll give you,
Can I just say something for once? About this doesn't feel like a Netflix film. It didn't look like a Netflix film.
Doesn't.
It didn't feel
Genuinely.
No.
There is that kind of Netflix filter. It didn't have it.
No.
Rian Johnson. I can't get over how brilliant this man is and all of his collaborators. The music as well is so brilliant with the intense strings and oh man, movies. I love movies.
I love movies.
I love movies. And what a treat as well to be able to see this at the cinema. The great and also terrible thing about Netflix and them being committed to the streaming model is that we don't get to see most of their films in the cinema. And there was only one place in Manchester showing Wake Up Dead Man.
Yes.
It had to be done.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
It generally was. And it's so baffling because do you remember Glass Onion came out in Cineworld? Like, that was like the closest.
Of course,
yes.
Yeah.
And now Cineworld doesn't really show a lot of Netflix because Netflix is only in select theaters. It's so exclusive, and that's horrible because you have to go so far for a select theater. It's so annoying. You have to go so far into the city. I've traveled yonder to get here.
Not the city. No, I agree. It really does suck. I mean, what are you going to do? I at least treasure the fact that we did get to see this at the cinema.
Yes,
and,
I'm really happy too.
Come the 12th of December, which is, I think, when Wake Up Dead Man releases on Netflix, I'm sure people will be watching it. I'm sure people will be excited.
Yeah.
But they don't know what they're missing.
Yeah. But we have to talk about the plot twist of the movie, because that was like...
We have to do it. We have to
talk about it. So the plot twist was that it was Jeremy Renner, but also Glenn Close.
Fuck.
Technically,
not Jeremy Renner. I would have thought you're right. That is the plot twist. But I would have thought the plot twist is that the dead man does wake up. Like that.
He does wake up. He woke up in the middle of the night.
Like what? There's this whole idea of before he dies, Wicks is saying, "I will rise again. This will be my last sermon, but I'm going to rise again." And they literally frame it. They make a plan, and so he literally wakes up on Easter Sunday. They do the kind of "he is risen" thing, which is incredibly unexpected, and that's the moment that you're just like, what are they doing here? Like, is this is God real? Like, what in the world of Knives Out? Like, what's going on?
The Knives Out universe, God is the enemy, and he's casting everybody like, you shall rise now at 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, the fourth film is the murder of God. Somebody has to we killed God and we have to solve that murder. Benoit Blanc goes to heaven.
And he meets all the other people that have died in heaven. Okay, well,
that's it's Knives Out with historical figures. It's like Abraham Lincoln's
what if it's like the reverse Dante's 7 layers of hell, like into that? What if it's 7 layers of heaven? What we're talking about? Yeah,
I like it. You know how we've had Knives Out, Glass Onion, Wake Up, all named after songs?
Yeah.
Right? Stairway to Heaven.
Oh my god.
Am I not?
Ryan, call us. We got
Ryan.
We got an idea.
For the fourth Knives Out film, I will only take 2 options: either that or Muppets. Those are my only.
Great.
Like, do a Muppet movie with Muppets as part of the cast. Come on, Ryan. He even acknowledged it.
That would be great. I want to see that now.
Yes.
Just like Kermit, like we got Muppet. No, that sounded like Yoda.
Who was that?
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that person. He doesn't exist now. He's gone forever.
No, do your Kermit.
Miss Piggy. No, that's Miss Piggy. I can do Yoda. Yoda, I am. But it's
Maybe,
Kermit
maybe
that does
Yoda
it.
could be in it. Frank Oz is Miss Piggy, so also could be
Kermit,
Yoda.
yeah. Hey, I'm Kermit the Frog.
This is great. We should just
We
do like
got
an
we got
episode of you just doing
we
impressions.
we got a murder. Who's gonna come?
We need to call Benoit Blanc. Do you know?
That's a very good one. That was very
Thank
good
you.
because I haven't heard
Thank you.
Kermit in years, so I was like,
Oh man, do you not watch the Muppet Christmas Carol every year?
I forget to. I forget to
Oh,
watch it.
that's so
It's a good
sad.
movie.
No,
It's a
but
good
can you
movie.
imagine, right, this whole film, but Wix is played by Kermit the Frog? Maybe it's a bad
Just like,
example of a character, but he's like, no, I think Kermit would play Judd or something.
yeah, I think he
Like,
would be good.
I
But
used to be a boxer, but now I am just a priest, and I want to share the message of Jesus's prayer. I don't think Kermit's religious. There's something in me.
no,
Stop,
no,
stop
I
it,
think
John.
he's
Stop
just
it.
believes in his banjo. That's what he does. He just believes in his banjo and sits
Oh, the
by there.
Rainbow Connection.
Yeah.
No. Anyway,
Anyway,
I don't even know where we are. Yeah, they
um,
make you believe in the miraculous, second rising for a brief moment. That's such a great idea to
yeah.
genuinely make you think, oh my God, they did the title. The dead man woke up.
It's like Glass Onion. You see the Glass Onion, and then
Yeah,
Knives Out. There's the Knives Out.
yeah,
There's a
yeah.
bunch of them.
The way that they kind of keep you guessing about how that was possible until the final moment when they pull the rug out and we get that whole explanation of everything that happened. But also the kind of haunting image when you think, oh, okay, Jeremy Renner is in on this. And Josh Brolin, we think he's at Jeremy Renner's house, and we see this bathtub of acid, and Wix has his hand in the acid, and he's dead after being arisen. And when they drain the acid, there's this slow reveal of a skeleton. Acid drains from the skull, and we see that it's Jeremy Renner's character. It looks almost like some sort of demonic baptism,
Yeah.
like in acid, and it's such a haunting image. You just kind of like, whoa, what is going on?
I actually thought that it was like a fake out, like, oh, that's not Jeremy Renner's
Right. Yeah, that's
skeleton.
just some random
And then,
guy. But no, it's
yeah,
him. He's dead.
and then I'm like, later on, it reveals that he's actually dead. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's his skeleton,
I see.
right?
Can we need to address the Jeremy Renner in the room.
Only
Jeremy
if
Renner
people can find out there's an app.
only there was somewhere that we could discuss
yeah.
all this. But in Glass Onion, we are introduced to Jeremy Renner's hot sauce. Do you remember this?
Wait, what? He has a hot sauce?
He has a branded hot sauce that's Jeremy. So the fact that Jeremy Renner is in this film, but Jeremy Renner exists as Jeremy Renner in the Knives Out universe. So this is like, why did they cast Jeremy Renner if he's already an actor?
Interesting. Also, quick thing as well. I swear I saw Edward Norton in the film. I swear I saw him like as
In
like
this
a
film?
yeah, it's a sneaky like cameo or something. I don't know
What?
why.
Miles
I don't know.
Braun?
No.
What was he doing?
This is like the wicked thing over again, like what they've done to Jonathan Bailey's eyes. Am I going crazy? Am I
Well,
going
you
crazy
weren't
again?
you weren't going crazy with that, so maybe, just maybe, Edward Norton is in this film.
Yeah, because in the bit where it's the exact moment when Cailee Spawney's character is introduced, you know, that zoom, and then there's one character that is, I don't know, hanging out with people and dressed in a different costume or something. You can see Edward Norton pulling out somewhere. I don't know why I saw Edward Norton.
In the church?
Not in the church, outside the church.
Oh, outside the church. Jeez, okay.
I don't know. I don't think anyone caught up with that.
Are you telling me that this film is set before Glass Onion? It's a Temple of Doom situation.
The Temple of Doom situation
Whoa.
right here, everybody.
Oh God, I love it. Okay,
But
fair
it's
enough.
a sneaky cameo. It's a sneaky cameo. I think it's just Edward Norton. I don't
I
know.
need to rewatch this film.
I-
when
gu- guys,
go
guys,
back
I
to the
think-
cinema.
I think I'm going crazy because it just looked like Edward Norton for a bit. I was like, is that him sneaking off to the corner?
Maybe.
I don't know if this is going to get...
Yeah, well, I mean, we do have another fantastic cast of characters, and I love
Yes.
the reveal that, this whole thing was Glenn Close and her whole idea of having been brainwashed for her whole life and doing everything in service of her belief. And yeah, that eventually catching up with her and her being tortured by it. But Benoit knowing that, as I said earlier, the checkmate moment isn't what's important. It's more important that he can let her keep her faith and let her confess. That was kind of brilliant. It's kind of beautiful.
Yeah.
I loved the whole thing. And yet, Now, this feels like a negative statement, but it's not. This is my least favorite of the three. That is in no way to say that it's not bad. Like, it's a pointless thing to compare them because it's not bad. I do think that towards the beginning, it starts at a pace before it kind of properly gets going. It doesn't necessarily break into a run as fast as maybe you would. I mean, cause, you know, it is fairly long. It doesn't get going as quick as maybe you would want, but that's okay.
Yeah, I was worried that the film was going to be cut short because of that long intro to the story. Because
Yeah.
I was like, are they going to have enough time to go through everything? Thankfully, they did. So
Yeah.
I was like, great, we got a long ass movie. Yay.
Yeah.
we got
Yeah.
this.
There's a lot of elements and they balance it. I don't know if they balance it as well as the other films, but I don't think anyone feels disservice. It doesn't feel like a waste of any of the cast. I liked it a lot, what they did. And
Yes.
where does this rank for you in terms of Knives Out, Benoit Blanc mysteries?
Well, okay, I haven't seen Knives Out in forever, so
Right.
it's not like. But Glass Onion, I think that's my favorite, and then
Mhm.
Wake Up Dead Man 2nd,
Mhm.
and then Knives Out third.
Yeah.
But that's going to be changed because I haven't seen Knives Out in forever. That might change. It
Anything
might
could
be-
happen. Anything could
could
happen.
happen.
Do you want to see a number 4?
Nah, Ryan, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. If you are doing the fourth one, I'm happy. You want to be careful, with sequels. Well, it's your choice. It's your choice, Ryan. You can do anything. I'm there for you.
Not like Ryan's
You
going
gotta
to change
cook.
his mind. Yes, I think that if Ryan has a story to tell, I'd much rather he say, yeah, we're doing another one, rather than the studio say, you have to do another one. I mean, if it's Muppets, I mean,
It's
yeah,
in
let's do
Muppets.
it.
Yes, let's see that. Yeah.
I know that he is doing something different next, and that does excite me because I don't
The
want him to
Muppets?
just.
The
No, I mean,
Muppets?
maybe. Who knows? He could be directing the Miss Piggy movie. Oh my God. Emma Stone and Jennifer Lawrence are producing it. They'll probably be in it as well. And hey, Ryan
Right.
Johnson's directing.
I
Exclusive
thought
scoop. You heard it here
thought that
first.
was just.
It's
is
real,
this-
John.
Are you playing with me?
I am not discussing fish. I promise. It's real.
Oh my
It's real.
God. What if you're discussing? Oh.
I had a coworker ask me about the live action Cars remake, and I had to tell him about discussing fish. It was a brilliant
Everybody, do
moment.
not trust discussing fish
No,
right
we've
now.
all made that mistake. We've all made that mistake. Anyway. What are you gonna give Wake Up Dead Man out of 10?
A 9 out of 10.
Me too. And I would say that all three Knives Out films are 9 out of perfect trilogy. Just absolute smashed it, Ryan.
Hell yeah.
Amazing. Thank you everybody for listening. If you're listening on YouTube and you liked it, you can like and subscribe if you want to see more. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, you can follow and give us a 5-star review if you think we're worthy. And next week, another sequel. This is Zootopia 2.
Oh,
Disney.
I haven't seen the first one. I haven't seen the first one, so
Right, you got to watch the first one then.
I gotta watch the first one.
Yeah, don't do a Moana again, please. And you can send us an email at outstimefilmpod@gmail.com. Let us know your thoughts on Zootopia 2. And we'll answer right here in the podcast next week.
Yeah, so you can follow us on Instagram at Out of Time Film Pod to see our incredible thumbnails from Zain, on Twitter for more thoughts from Tom and me, and TikTok to see edited clips, which are all also on Instagram, Reels, and YouTube Shorts. And you can find links to that all in the description below. Thanks to Elle for the excellent theme, and Ronan for logos as always. And I think that's everything. Take away given.
Give nothing back.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.